Sometimes a woman opens her heart without planning to. It happens quietly, in the way someone looks at her, listens to her, or understands her feelings. This video explores the deep emotional psychology behind those moments. Machiavelli saw this hidden pulse long ago. Today, science explains how emotional safety and awareness can make someone trust you before she even realizes it. Today, we are talking about something many people feel, but almost no one understands. Why does a woman sometimes feel close to someone, even before she fully knows why? We're not talking about tricks or manipulation. We're talking about human nature, emotional psychology, and the same hidden pulse Machiavelli wrote about centuries ago. The power of gentle attention. People often believe that connection happens through big, dramatic actions. They think they need grand gestures, impressive words, or something that looks powerful from the outside. But the truth is very different. Real connection, the kind that touches the heart, is built through small, gentle moments that most people ignore. Gentle attention is one of the strongest forces in human relationships. It may look simple, but it affects the mind more than loud, flashy actions ever could. Think about something very basic. When someone looks at you with real interest, not fake attention, not passive staring, but genuine presence, you can feel it immediately. It sends a message to the brain. You matter right now. This happens to both women and men. A woman feels safe and understood when someone gives her soft, steady attention. A man feels valued and respected when someone listens to him with care. Gentle attention is a universal human need. Let's look deeper at the small moments that create this feeling. The way you look at someone with real interest. When you look at a person as if they are the only one in the room, something inside them shifts. Humans are wired to respond to honest eye contact. It signals truth, presence, and respect. You don't need to stare, you simply need to be present. Your attention should say, "I'm here with you." The way you listen without cutting them off. Most people don't listen to understand, they listen to reply. Gentle attention is different. It means you give the person space to finish their thought, to breathe, to express themselves fully. When a woman speaks and isn't interrupted, she feels cared for. When a man speaks and isn't dismissed, he feels respected. Listening is not a small act, it's emotional support. The way you remember small details. When someone tells you something personal and you remember it later, it shows the mind a powerful signal. Your words stayed with me. This can make anyone feel important, whether it's a memory of their favorite coffee, something they were worried about, or a story from their past. Small memories create large trust. The way you respond with calm energy. Humans mirror the emotions around them. If you are calm, they become calmer. If you are stable, they feel safer. Calm energy is one of the most attractive and comforting qualities for both men and women. It tells the mind, there is no danger here. And when there is no danger, the heart opens. These small actions work because of how the brain is built. The brain has something called the amygdala, which looks for threats. When a person feels rushed, judged, ignored, or pressured, the amygdala becomes active. It closes emotional doors. But when someone receives gentle attention, soft eye contact, patient listening, calm responses, the amygdala relaxes. The brain stops scanning for danger. It enters what psychologists call a safe mode. And in safe mode, people connect naturally. This is why gentle attention feels almost magical. Even though it is not magic at all, it is simply human psychology. Humans open up in safe spaces. They close down in stressful spaces. It is the same for women and men. A woman may feel her heart soften without knowing why. A man may feel his guard drop without planning it. Their bodies respond to gentle attention before their minds even understand it. Many people chase strong reactions, big gifts, loud compliments, fancy plans. But these things do not create deep connection. They create moments, not meaning. Gentle attention creates meaning. It is quiet, but powerful. It is simple, but rare. It is small, but life-changing. When someone feels seen, when someone feels heard, when someone feels respected, their heart cannot stay closed. This is the true power behind gentle attention. It opens the mind first, then the heart follows without force. In the end, connection is not created through heavy effort. It is created through soft presence. And when you give this presence, whether to a woman or a man, you create something deeper than attraction. You create emotional trust. Understanding before speaking. In today's world, most people speak more than they listen. Everyone wants to share their story, their opinion, their emotions, their beliefs. But real connection is not created by talking. Real connection grows in silence, in the space where you take time to understand the other person before you speak. This simple idea changes everything. Understand first, speak second. When you understand someone before you respond, you show them something extremely rare. You show them that their world matters as much as your own. Most people are busy preparing their next sentence while the other person is still talking. They listen with their ears, but not with their mind. They hear the words, but miss the meaning. But when someone truly listens, with presence, with patience, with curiosity, the effect is powerful. When a person feels understood, their emotional walls fall without force. They don't need to defend themselves. They don't need to pretend. Their heart starts to relax because they feel seen. Both men and women respond deeply to this kind of listening, but it often shows differently in each of them. For many women, the feeling of being understood creates an instant shift. She may not even realize it at first. Something inside her softens. Her shoulders drop. Her voice becomes calmer. Her breath becomes slower. Her usual guard begins to lower, not because she decides to lower it, but because her body feels safe. Her body reacts before her mind. That is how emotional safety works. It's not a decision, it's a feeling. For many men, the response is also powerful, but quieter. A man who feels understood becomes less defensive, less guarded, and more open about what he truly thinks. Men often hide their deeper feelings because they fear being judged or misunderstood. But when someone listens to understand rather than to argue or correct, a man's inner world opens slowly and steadily. He becomes more comfortable sharing things he normally keeps private. He feels respected instead of challenged. He feels valued instead of ignored. Again, the shift begins inside the body before the mind even catches up. This is why understanding first is so powerful. It speaks to the emotional system before it speaks to the logical mind. When someone feels that you get them, even a little, something changes. Their brain moves from defense into trust mode. Their fear becomes softer. Their stress reduces. Their emotional armor becomes lighter. And the key is simple. You do this without trying to fix them, without trying to debate them, without waiting for your turn to talk. You simply listen, fully. This doesn't mean silence in every moment. It means your first goal is understanding, not winning. It means you respond to their feelings, not just their words. For example, if someone says, "I had such a stressful day," the goal is not to immediately say, "Same here," or "You should have done this," or "That's not a big deal." Understanding means you acknowledge the experience. "That sounds exhausting. You had a lot to deal with today. I get why you felt that way." When people feel understood, they naturally open more. They share deeper. They trust faster. They connect stronger. This opening doesn't happen because of charm, beauty, or intelligence. It happens because of presence. And here's the interesting part. Many people feel this shift before they even notice it consciously. Their mind hasn't processed it yet, but their body already knows. This feels safe. This feels real. I can relax here. For women, this often shows through softer voice, gentler eyes, or a calmer expression. For men, it appears through steady breathing, less tension, and more open body language. But in both cases, the cause is the same. They feel understood. And that feeling is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a human can have. Understanding before speaking is not a trick. It's not manipulation. It's not a technique to get something. It is a way of respecting someone's emotional world. It is a way of saying, your feelings matter, your thoughts matter, you matter. And when you give someone that gift, their heart responds naturally, not with fear, not with defense, but with trust. the hidden pulse of human nature. There is something inside every human being, man or woman, that works quietly, almost like a soft rhythm. You cannot hear it, you cannot see it, but it shapes the way people react, the way they connect, and the way they open their hearts. This is what Machiavelli meant when he talked about the inner pattern of human nature. He believed that people do not act randomly. They respond to how they are treated. They follow invisible emotional signals that guide their trust. Modern psychology, hundreds of years later, shows the same truth. Researchers from places like Harvard University and Stanford University say that both men and women open up more when their brain feels safe. The brain has something called the safety switch. When this switch is on, the mind relaxes, the heart becomes open, and connection grows. When this switch is off, people protect themselves, even if the other person seems kind. This hidden pulse works without words. A woman may not say, "I feel safe now," but her body knows. A man may not say, "I trust you," but his emotions show it. This is the quiet system inside all of us. Think about it this way. When you walk into a room and feel a strange tension, you don't need anyone to tell you that something is wrong. Your mind feels it first. That same instinct decides whether you open your heart to someone or not. It does not matter if you are male or female, the human brain works the same at its core. Machiavelli noticed that people become more honest, more willing, and more open when they feel peace around someone. He believed that human nature responds naturally to calmness, consistency, and respect. Many people misunderstood him, thinking he promoted cold strategy. But if you read deeper, you find something simple. He understood that calm presence has more power than force. This is exactly what modern psychologists say today. When someone feels judged, pushed, or rushed, they shut down. Their brain protects them. Walls go up, emotions close. But when someone feels accepted and understood, the walls slowly fall. This happens to both men and women. Emotional safety is not a female need or a male need. It is a human need. A woman opens her heart when she feels someone truly sees her, listens to her, and gives her space to be herself. A man opens his heart when he feels respected, valued, and free to express his real thoughts without being attacked. Both are guided by the same hidden pulse. This pulse is not loud or dramatic. It shows up in small things: the tone of your voice, how carefully you listen, whether you interrupt or stay patient, whether your words match your actions, whether your energy feels calm or chaotic. People can sense these things before they even understand them. A woman may feel calm around someone and think, "I don't know why, but I can talk to him." A man may feel at ease with someone and think, "I can trust her more than others." This is the hidden pulse at work. Harvard researchers say the brain makes emotional decisions faster than logical decisions. This means people often feel connected before they think connected. They feel safe before they understand why. They open up before they even recognize the moment it happened. This is why peace is so powerful. Not peace on the outside, peace inside the person who stands in front of you. When someone brings calm energy, others relax. When someone brings pressure, others resist. So here is the first key, and it is simple but life-changing. People open their hearts when they feel peace, not pressure. Men open up when they feel respected. Women open up when they feel emotionally safe. Humans open up when they can be their real selves. If you understand this hidden pulse, you never need tricks. You never need to pretend. You never need to force a connection. You simply create an environment where trust grows naturally, and both the man and the woman feel the freedom to show their true heart. Emotional safety changes everything. Emotional safety is one of the most powerful forces in human relationships, yet most people never talk about it. Studies from Yale show that people trust much faster when they feel emotionally safe, sometimes within seconds. But what does emotionally safe actually mean in real life? It is not something dramatic. It appears in small, simple behaviors that tell a person, "You can be yourself here." Emotional safety means no judgment. When someone speaks, they don't fear being criticized or mocked. They don't worry about being told their feelings are wrong or their thoughts are silly. When judgment disappears, openness begins. Both men and women relax deeply when they feel understood instead of corrected. It also means no trying to impress. Many people try too hard to look perfect, showing off, bragging, or acting like someone they're not. But perfection doesn't create trust, realness does. When a man or woman sees that you are relaxed, humble, and honest, they feel free to be the same. Pretending creates walls. Simplicity creates connection. It means no trying to win. This is one of the biggest problems in modern relationships. People treat conversations like competitions, trying to be right, trying to look smarter, trying to get the last word. But emotional safety grows when there is no fight, no battle, no need to beat the other person. When two people stop competing, they start connecting. Emotional safety means just being real and honest. No masks, no roles, no pressure to be perfect, just two human beings showing their true selves. When a woman feels she doesn't have to pretend, change herself, or defend her emotions, something powerful happens. She connects naturally. She lets her guard down. Her voice softens. Her heart opens without force. She feels free to talk, to share, to trust. When a man feels emotionally safe, the same thing happens. He feels respected instead of judged. He feels heard instead of ignored. Men often hide their emotions because they fear looking weak, but emotional safety tells him it's okay to be human. And when he feels that, he becomes more open, honest, and vulnerable. Machiavelli understood this long before modern science. People often think he only wrote about manipulation, but that is only a small part of his work. If you look deeper, you find a powerful idea. People naturally follow those who make them feel understood. He noticed that when people feel safe with someone, they become loyal, open, and honest. Not because they are controlled, but because they feel valued. He believed that true influence comes not from fear or power, but from understanding human nature. Today, psychology explains this idea clearly. The human brain has a defensive mode and a relaxed mode. When someone feels judged, pressured, or ignored, the brain enters defensive mode. Emotions shut down. Trust disappears. But when a person feels accepted and safe, the brain switches into relaxed mode, and connection grows automatically. Emotional safety doesn't require special skills. It requires presence. It requires kindness. It requires honesty. It means allowing someone to speak without rushing them. It means accepting their feelings even if you don't fully understand them. It means showing that their emotions matter. It means keeping their vulnerabilities safe. This kind of safety is rare in today's world, which is why it is so powerful. When someone finally feels it, whether man or woman, they feel drawn to the person who gives it. Not because of attraction alone, not because of charm, but because emotional safety creates peace inside the heart. And peace is something every human being searches for. In the end, emotional safety is not a trick and not a technique. It is a way of being, a way of treating people, a way of understanding human nature so deeply that connection becomes natural, easy, and real. This is why emotional safety changes everything. It is the foundation of trust, closeness, and love. And those who understand it never need to force a bond. They simply allow it to grow. Authentic presence is the real strength. Many people think they must act a certain way to be seen as strong, attractive, or interesting. They believe they need to act tough, act mysterious, or hide their true selves to gain respect or affection. But the truth is simple. You do not need to act strong. You do not need to act like you have no fears. You do not need to act perfect. Real strength is not in acting. Real strength is in presence. Presence means you are fully there, not half listening, not distracted, not thinking about your phone or your own image. It means your mind and your attention are in the same place as your body. When a woman speaks, presence means you are really listening, not waiting to talk, not rushing her, not planning your reply, but being truly with her in that moment. When she feels something, happiness, sadness, confusion, fear, presence means you don't run away from her emotions. You stay, you hold space, you allow her to feel without judgment. When she is silent, Presence means you don't panic or pressure her. You don't try to fill the silence with noise. You let the quiet exist. You show that her silence is also safe with you. This same truth applies to men. A man does not need someone to fix him or judge him. He needs presence too, steady attention, calm energy, and space to be real without being criticized. Presence is rare in the modern world. Most people are distracted. Most people are thinking about themselves. Most people are worried about how they look or how they are being perceived. That is why authentic presence has such deep emotional power. When someone finally experiences it, they feel something shift inside. Presence creates peace. Presence builds trust. Presence makes a person feel valued. When you give someone your full attention, it creates a quiet, emotional pull, a natural feeling of closeness and safety. The other person feels drawn to you without force, without pressure, and without tricks. Machiavelli understood this idea long before modern psychology existed. People often think he only cared about strategy and power, but he also studied human behavior deeply. One of his greatest insights was that the mind follows the person who gives it clarity and calmness. He called it a pulse, a natural force that guides people without needing to push them. This pulse is not manipulation. It is the quiet influence of presence. It is the way people feel safe around someone who is grounded, aware, and emotionally stable. Think about it. When someone is truly present with you, your mind relaxes. You don't feel the need to impress. You don't feel the need to defend yourself. You don't feel pressure. You simply feel seen. Women respond to presence emotionally. Men respond to presence energetically, but the effect is the same. They feel connected without trying. Presence has a way of slowing the world down. Stress softens. Fear becomes lighter. The heart feels warm instead of tense. This is why presence is more powerful than any line, any trick, or any act. You don't have to be perfect to connect deeply. You don't have to be someone else. You don't have to pretend to be calm, confident, or cool. You just have to be here, in this moment, with honesty and attention. A person who is present becomes memorable. A person who is present becomes trusted. A person who is present becomes emotionally magnetic. It is the real strength, the kind that cannot be faked. And this presence is the same pulse Machiavelli described: a quiet force, a natural pull, a way of influencing without pushing, a way of guiding without controlling, a way of connecting without effort. When you master presence, connection becomes simple. You don't chase it, you don't force it, you don't fear it. Presence does the work for you. When you truly understand how people work on the inside, you don't need games, tactics, or pressure. You simply shape an environment where trust can naturally take root. And once trust begins to grow, real connection shows up on its own. If you'd like a continuation, maybe something about subtle body signals, emotional cues, or more advanced psychological principles, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here. Stay mindful, stay gentle, and keep becoming your best self.